So, welcome everyone to Fortune 500 Fridays with Young Black and in Business. Today's special guest is Maurice Williams, founder and owner of the nonprofit organization Always Ready San Diego. Before we kick things off, we do have a few announcements. So, we are getting ready for our gala, which is Sunday, December 4th. Tickets are on sale now at www.joinybnb.com. We will be celebrating Young Black and in Business Day offered by the County of San Diego, November 16th. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off and throw it over to Maurice Williams of Always Ready SD.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Ms. Brittany, as well as Young Black and in Business. My name is Maurice Williams, and I am the CEO and president of Always Ready of Southern California. I'm excited to be here more than I can definitely let you know. I'm looking right now so I can see with regards to our site and the things like that for Always Ready. A couple notes that I would like to share about Always Ready is that if anyone is familiar with Dress for Success, we are that male equivalent. However, with regards to Dress for Success, when they were here in San Diego, they didn't serve the male equivalent. So what am I saying? From our own experiences, my co-founder, who unfortunately passed away, Mr. Terrence L. Lee, we found that there was a gap when it had to do with men being included or things being inclusive with regards to services. So what we did was we said, hey, you know what? We need to do something where the mission statement says about men, but at the same time, where we're able to also help or reach across the aisle to help our female counterparts, our sisters, our mothers, aunties, and whomever. One of the things that we were able to do, again, with regards to mission, where we assist underserved men who are from the three different populations, right? But not limited to, because I was spoken to yesterday at an event where it even had to do with foster youth. So not limited to, but in the mission statement, it says for underserved men who are veterans, I myself am a veteran, who are justice impacted and who may be unhoused, unsheltered, homeless. We all know what that means, right? So in that, I wanted to share with you all with regards to our site. Our site is, https:// and Always Ready as spelled out besides sd.org. And on our site, it shows you what we're all about. And these two young men that are in the background are actually my high school friends from way back. So I've known them since. Another thing I didn't say was, and I'm repentant on that, is Terrence L. Lee was actually our first client. So not just somebody who said, oh, let's just do this thing together, but he was the verifiable first client. And so some of the things what we do, we rely on donations and things like that. We are self-sufficient. However, our Aetna partner has blessed us with a grant for $2,500. So that has been our first grant that we received since we've been doing this full time since March 4th of 2021. We were incorporated in 2017. As I spoke about again with Terrence, he passed away in 2018. So you can imagine someone who was my friend, who became my brother, had passed away for a number of months. I couldn't do anything. That's when I believe I met Mr. Roosevelt as somewhere downtown, and we talked, and he, as well as Miss Brittany, had urged me to become a member of Young Black and in Business, and I'm very happy to have done so. And I am definitely in support of the mission. Anyhow, So, with regards to our mission, as I stated before, this is Terrence right here. And as you can read along, our mission statement is to empower underserved men to achieve self sufficiency. What does self sufficiency look like? Self sufficiency is the ability to uh, take care of oneself. Now, it's a lot of self, but it's not just self that's in here. It's to have the opportunity to provide. That's the whole thing. We know, either based in media or other things, a lot of time men have not pulled their weight. And a lot of times what happens is it goes into recidivism. I myself have a brother who's been incarcerated for almost 30 years straight. And I don't think that is the catch-all for a lot of things. So when there's people who are getting out of either incarceration, folks who are homeless or even working homeless, unsheltered, as I stated before, or even veterans who are walking out the gate and they don't have um, a way forward. That breaks my heart because I was in that crutch. I have been homeless before, actually twice. One of the things was I was homeless at 17 and I was homeless um, and what ended up happening is when I got put with meeting Mr. Terrence at church, it showed me that it wasn't just me. So when we go back to the self-sufficiency, we're really talking about the ability to provide one's family, themselves. There are single fathers that are out there, as well as single mothers. And so the whole thing is about the family unit. And if people don't believe, you don't have to be blood to be family, but we are all in this together. So that's what it's about, right? And so, unfortunately, like I said, my best friend had passed away in 28, and it was heartbreaking. A couple things from our site right here. This is Miss Susan Fleming from the Third Avenue Charitable Organization. So we have different partnerships that we've been uh, working on and cultivating. Again, just like with Young Black in Business, we are cultivating different relationships for Always Ready of Southern California, better known as Always Ready, is a 501c3 tax exempt nonprofit organization. So we are at this moment ground pounding. So ground pounding means we're going to different organizations and providing our services. Our services are free. The only thing that we ask, and I'll get into it, is about this contact directly, and we can do an assessment either on the phone or in person. It doesn't really matter. But we understand also with Always Ready, there's not one size that fits all. So what I mean from that is a person who may inquire about the services of Always Ready may not need gently used clothing. And what we have is clothing for men, as with regards to the mission statement. However, we have different resources where you can get those things that you need with a viable job interview. That's one of the requirements. So going back to Taco with Miss Susan Fleming, she is now the director of philanthropy. Very many hats in her place. And what she does is they assist the unsheltered primarily with feedings. She feeds over 300 people a week, and they provide clothing as well. A different spectrum, but they provide clothing for men and women. So what I'm saying, ground pounding, you working with other folks. Then we have Miss Deanna Dorsey, who is with San Diego Workforce Partnership, who is soon to become our vice president. Due to our current vice president, she is connected in so many areas that it's not viable for her. So she'll be assuming the title of vice president. She's very knowledgeable. She used to work for her. And then we have Brother Townsend, who I know from our previous congregation, who was the first donor to Always Ready, donated clothing in his time and things like that. He's also a veteran, right? Miss Deanna is actually married to a Marine. There's, as they say, once a Marine, always a Marine. So her husband is a Marine, things like that. Also provides down here my bio. And this, again, what our vision is to inspire and initiate positive changes in men often affected by poverty, lack of self esteem, and or unemployed. We are, again, not a one stop shop with regards one size fits all. You may be able to work with Always Ready or may not be a good fit for you. But one thing we will not do, as Prince and I have experienced, is leaving you out in the cold because it may be that we can do a warm handoff or a warm referral to a person with regards to their needs. Because, say, for instance, it's certain supportive services, and I stated earlier that we're self-sustained right now. We did receive, like I said, a grant from Aetna, but there may be other supportive services one may need. Case in point, when I completed my master's degree, after my GI Bill had run out and I was still working for the government, I contacted the Department of Rehab. Good thing for me, I was the Reasonable Accommodations Program Manager for NAFAC Southwest here in San Diego, and so I knew the ins and outs. So I worked with them again, warm handoff, and I was able to get my master's degree. The rest of it paid off. So certain things like that. We know folks in the industry who are in the service industry. What I'm talking about of serving people is things for rehab, book rehab, uh, shelters, and there's even some homeless elements that are in there. And we're part of many uh, organizations that provide the different levels of help. Say, for instance, we had participated in Jobtoberfest this past October 12th, Wednesday, and that was from 9 to 2 o'clock. Yeah. So with that, it was designated because it is Disability Awareness Month for those with disabilities, and also mainstream to those who may not know they have a disability. Looking at a person, all wounds aren't visible, and I myself, I have disabilities with regards to my service in the military for 20 years and 3 months. So again, there are a myriad of helps that we can assist you with. Another thing is our purpose is we're recognized by the IRS, as I stated earlier, and things of that nature. So, what are some of the other things we do? Like I said, workforce development has many faces. There's job search assistance, resume. Uh, you know, gentlemen that I showed you in the cover page, I've helped them as an Always Ready has helped them to gain employment, have, I like to say, uh, pencil whip their resumes, introduce uh, qualified applicants for employment to include reverse referrals. Reverse referrals could be something as a fact of an employer identifying somebody that they want to hire. And just like I said, I know Ms. Deanna, there may be an incentive for that employer hiring said persons. So that is that in a nutshell. Like I said, resume development. Not everyone can write a resume. When I retired from the military, my resume was 12 pages, to be honest. And most federal resumes aren't even 12 pages. So I wrote everything that I did. And what we do is we show, again, at no cost, um, how to highlight your skill set. And this is even someone who's come out of incarceration, because guess what? You learned something. And what I wanted to show, I don't think I'm going to go to the gallery. And so I felt that I had here. Also our guy from US Bank, and I see that or know that Young Black in Businesses is in partnership with them. This is a bank that's in Chula Vista where we did our account. Um, where the young lady is at that we help highlight her for a second with regards to um, who came out of incarceration 22 years. And it kind of broke my heart because I know how it feels. She I did 22 years in prison, Miss Sabrina. I'm looking. There she is. Sorry about all scrolling. So let me give you a story. Miss Sabrina, over here to your left, uh, actually got was employed by Taco. And it's not just because of our association or relationship, but relationships meaningful. So this young lady, Miss Sabrina, did 22 years straight in a women's penitentiary. Within 4 days, she contacted Always Ready and stated the following. Well, I know you just work with men, you don't help women. As I told you the story earlier about the other nonprofit that's no longer here, I told her, I said, no, I said, what is it we can help you? She didn't have a resume, didn't have the interview skills. And so we talked to her. But what I'm talking about also is the highlight of what you learned while you were away. Everybody has learned something being away. If it's you've been in the Navy, you've had a broom and a dustpan in your hand one time or another. But in her case, she had learned how to become a sous chef. So from the reentry portion to the sober living to finding employment, and we were so blessed in the fact with Miss Susan that they raised her wages from $17.50 to $20 an hour, and also bought her the clothing, helped her out even with housing, things like that. No longer there anymore, but she is a testament of what we can do with regards to those. Initially, the second picture is Mr. Gutierrez, who was at MCRP or Core Civic, the male community reentry program, and he had reached out to us when I was working alongside Miss Charlene at a virtual job fair. And so all it was is we took his resume and he got a job. He already had the skill set, didn't need some of the, the used clothing that that we provide for those who have verifiable uh, interviews, things of that nature. And to be honest with you, he just wanted a job as a dishwasher. He was able to get it. So not everyone is a long-standing client, but someone just may need a hand up, not a handout. And then, as I said before, Mr. Ricky Payne, known him since we were 16, to also Mr. Epps right here. Mr. Epps is now in Oregon, and he, at the time, you see his transformation was in our storage because that's what we have with the suits, deadly youth clothing, and he has since then catapulted his personal relationship and some other things we worked with him, not to be discussed, with regards to his ability and self-sufficiency. So he went from this person to this person and has been highly successful in the Oregon area. And so we're looking to expand out in that area because according to Mr. Epps, there's a lot of need for the services. So if there's something on here, and not to browbeat you with our website or anything, if there's something that you may be interested in helping us out or just being a voice of reason, you want to join a meeting or anything, please contact us. Right here is my personal cell. There's info at Always Ready. It comes directly to me, or you can email me directly at, which is my first name, Maurice, MAURICE, same at address at alwaysreadysd.org. And what we would love to do is to talk to you, see how we can help out. It may be a family member. Again, I know the mission statement says for men, but the want to look at it as a ministry. We are in a ministry as well. And we just believe, again, Young Black and in Business's mission, or we wouldn't have, the brick that's up here. We wouldn't be part of it if we didn't believe in it. And I think that what Mr. Roosevelt, Miss Brittany, and the whole assortment of team, Mr. Antoine, everybody who's in this quandary are a blessing. And I wish so many times over when I was a younger person that this type of entity was available for those who are up and coming and things like that. Again, always ready is about self-sufficiency. We work with the three-headed monster, I call it. And that's what veterans, that's what those who are justice impacted, and those who are unsheltered, unhoused, homeless. I say all three. Additionally, when I got the invite to speak, I attempted to scan my with my printer down here, but it doesn't want to work for me. So we even have, the type of flyer where it talks about, veteran employment and things like that. One thing we will not do, and we're not just one area. There are veterans who, because of life, have been involved with the justice. There are those who uh, are homeless by way of different things. Again, I told you I was by way of being put out the house at 17 to some other things that. But anybody can rebound if they're ready to do so. I hope it is my hope that I was able to share some interesting things with you with regards to our site. And just so you'll understand what the Ready, Set, Go mantra is. Some people say, uh, always ready because you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I actually wanted that to be the thing. But my original um, website person, his wife actually adopted Ready, Set, Go. So we took that on. So we get you ready for your job search, set you up with peer support and combined group support. So we also do that. So personal development, right? Peer support or peer-to-peer support. It could be someone who's dealing with the same thing as you're doing, or it could be, let's say, a brother or sister just got out of being incarcerated and they want to job shadow a person for something that they're qualified to do. Now, I am with the understanding that if, and unfortunately, if you're a bank robber, we can't put you in the bank. This doesn't make sense. But everyone is able to contribute to society because at the end of the day, each they have paid their debt to society. It is our responsibility as a village to do what we can do for someone who is inspired for their own change to reduce recidivism. We are responsible for that veteran or that veteran or veteran's family member who they're out of the service and the transitional assistance program, or better known as TAP, really didn't teach them anything. I was one of those people. I really didn't. It was all Greek to me. And it was as if I was trying to read Braille and I can't read Braille. So what am I saying? We could be in touch points others can't. So we set you up with peer support and combined group support. And I also attend different group supports, whatnot that's coming up. One of them is fatherhood. I want to get involved with that with regards how we can help. And there's other sober livings. There's churches. There's this a litany, and we are from north, south, east, and west. Work remotely from my home office, but my cousin also has an office off the road. So if you want to meet up or anything else like that, we definitely can make that happen. And lastly, we get you going to your employment interview prepared with professional attire, equipped with the appropriate career and partner resources. For instance, a person is in recovery. For instance, someone is dealing with anxiety. We have the connections to plug you in to those things or services that one would need. So I hope, again, that this was informative. I can't thank you enough, all Young Black in the Business, for just have an opportunity to speak to the village. It's a blessing and an honor, and I'm looking forward to partnering with you guys. Keep in mind there is an event that's coming up, and I would write it down if I were you. Um, November 10th, which is the day before Veterans Day, there's going to be a job fair at San Diego City College, and that's a beautiful campus. So the plan is to have at least 40 employers, 35 resource providers. I believe in the context we may be there, but if we're not there, there will be a representative that may be on site for Always Ready, or just contact me direct. Um, Again, we have referred folks who reverse referral. We are very cognizant of the wage reimbursement programs. We're very informed with regards to apprenticeships where employers, say for instance, Young Black and in Business has an opportunity for internship. Well, there's partners that we work with who can provide, you know, a qualified participant to get paid from that entity where the Young Black and in Business is not responsible for he or she. And what am I saying? They don't have to take care of the medical care. They don't have to, they're not responsible for the medical care. They're not responsible for paying. Everything they're doing is chopping off on their or signing off on their uh, timesheet. And so, again, it's about relationship and things of that nature. So keep in mind again about the job fair that is going to be November the 10th, 2022. And I believe it's going to be from 10 to 3. But if you have any questions about that, go to the website. It's the San Diego Veteran Employment Committee. I'm also part of that. So you got to keep, like I said, ground pound. You have to keep yourself out there. And it's open to everyone, just like the event that we just had at the Balboa Park Club, where it was highlighting with disabilities as well as mainstream. There are events that are going on out there. Keep yourself abreast of the different opportunities that's out there, and also, if I could say anything that or remotely makes sense, keep in mind that it is a job seekers market right now. So what that means is, as many of you seen, there are employers who are offering incentives for you to come and become part of their team. Oftentimes, these employers, or regardless if it's full-time employer contract or whatever it is, are offering incentives for bringing you on board or to a. So don't think for 1 minute that you're not capable of doing that job or whatnot. It may not be for one to go to college and get a degree. That's okay. Uh, the beautiful thing again about Young Black and in Business is that they're highlighting about these trades and things like that, because that used to be something that was at my old high school. Yes, Miss Britton.
Um, I just kind of want to hop in. We are
Yes, ma'am.
about to, we're about to close out the segment. So I just kind of wanted to get some last words. You know, we start on time, we end on time. It's about
Yes, ma'am.
7:29. So just in closing, what would you like to say to the audience watching on Facebook and to the audience we have inside of the live Zoom?
What I would like to say is contact us. We'd love to hear from you. If you know of some way we could be of assistance, let us know.
Thank you. And I do want to know, because you are a member, are you going to the gala?
Yes, ma'am. And you know what? The funny thing is, that's my anniversary, so I'm going to have to inkle that in it. But yes, I'm gonna be there.
Okay, perfect. And just so that everyone knows, everyone who is currently a member, a small business member, or individual level subscriber, you do have a free ticket. And you also have discounted access if you wanted to purchase a ticket for someone else, you know, for your partner. But you for sure are free. So if you are not a member, become a
Hey,
member, because membership has its benefits.
yes, yes. And this is one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm looking so forward to that. Trust me, I'm already looking for an outfit.
Yes, last year was good. Last year was amazing. I'm excited for this year. It's going to be even bigger. We're in the grand ballroom. We're hoping to
Woo!
have between 150 to 300 guests. So we
Right.
want all of our members to show up, which is why this year we said, you know what, if you're a member, we want you to be there. Your ticket is comped. So thank you
Appreciate
so
you.
much for being a member. Oh, and thank you for sponsoring our front page cover for the BizCon edition. Okay, so what did you think about the cover? How was that experience?
Oh, you know what? That was amazing. Rashad is awesome. I have a lot of love for him, and again, the whole organization, Young Black in Business, especially yourself. It was amazing, in that I was at the Play for Say fundraiser yesterday at Liberty Station, and there were so many people that came up to me about that issue. So there are some folks who are watching. They may not be members, but they're watching. So I was asked 5 times yesterday about signing. If they got a printed copy, if I would autograph it, to be honest with
Yes, and we're working on getting you printed copies. So I think we've already put that request in, and Roosevelt should be picking those up.
you. Oh
But
no, oh no, I got mine. I
you
got
got
mine.
yours? Okay,
Yeah,
good,
I
good,
got
good,
five
good,
of
good.
them.
Good. Yes, definitely being able to do these manuscripts has been a blessing. At the beginning of the
Yes,
year, our whole goal was to create more tiny media outlets because a lot of
yes,
sponsors, they just don't have enough options. So we
right.
said, okay, we have the infrastructure to create these magazines. Let's do it in a way where our members can benefit. And now our sponsors can start reaching out to your network and you can start reaching out to our sponsors. So
Yes.
that's really what Young Black in Business is about, is making sure that early and emerging entrepreneurs can build and create strategic relationships that help their business grow.
And I really appreciate it. It's definitely been a game changer. So we're just looking
Yes.
to expand, and I'm saying expand services to the community.
And you're
If
basically all over the website right now because you're doing Fortune 500 Friday. You have a front cover. You're featured in like multiple pictures with us. So it really being able to create exposure and create content, is critical. So thank you, because you've been with Young Black in the Business for years now. So, I'm always really excited when I'm able to work with members who've been down for a minute.
oh, definitely, I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close out this edition of Fortune 500 Friday. I want to thank our special guest, Maurice Williams. Thank everyone who's been watching on Facebook and who hopped into the live Zoom, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Live stream has ended.